Join me for day 7 of our 11-day Northern Europe cruise aboard NCL Prima as we explore the charming town of Ålesund, Norway on foot. We will take you along with us as we admire the architecture and climb the 419 stone steps for one of the most iconic views in the town.
Good morning, rise and shine.
Getting to the city center in Ålesund was super easy from the main cruise terminal. There are signs straight off of the gangway and then footprints conveniently placed on the ground for you to follow, making it impossible to get lost. Thank you. Town center, follow these steps. You may notice right off the bat that the architecture in Ålesund is unique to other Norwegian towns. And that's because a massive fire back in 1904 that was allegedly caused by a cow kicking over a torch in a cannery almost entirely wiped out the largely wooden town. It was rebuilt in the Art Nouveau style that you see today, giving it its signature look. A fun fact about Ålesund is that it's built across several islands that are linked by bridges and underwater tunnels, giving it a dramatic layout with canals and bridges and panoramic sea views almost everywhere you go. We were actually making our way right now to one of the most iconic viewpoints in town. Today is day 7. And we are in Ålesund, Norway, another beautiful, picturesque Norwegian town. It's just beautiful. Every building is colorful and picture perfect. It looks like you're straight out of a storybook or like a Universal Studios movie set. Like, it doesn't even look real. And again, we have no particular plan. We just wanted to stroll streets and possibly do this kind of iconic hike up 419 stone steps to a spectacular viewpoint of the city and the water and the mountains. And we are in Viparken City Park, which is a stunning park because Europe just knows how to do parks. The hike is called Aksla. I'm sure I'm butchering that, but it's the Aksla Steps. Like I said before, it's 419 stone steps to the top. You can see it from the ship. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna make it to the top, but I'm gonna attempt to. They say there's an almost as good view about halfway up, so we'll see how far we get. No matter how far we get, as always, I'm gonna take you guys with us. So let's go see what we can see. Even before you reach the stairs, the incline starts right away, but you're met with stunning views almost from the get-go. And I will say that there are plenty of places to stop and rest, but if you have any mobility issues, some of the stairs were a little challenging because they were old stone steps. So just keep that in mind. But you can always start and stop and rest along the way, or even wait for your party to return if you decide not to finish. What number was it? 237, so over halfway. Over halfway. I mean, it's stunning from every viewpoint. When we got to this viewpoint, we realized that there was a canal running straight through the town center, and because I didn't do much research, I wasn't aware of this at first, so now I knew what our afternoon plans would be. And as I mentioned earlier, Ålesund is a town of islands. And you can get excursions that will take you to some of the residential islands so that you can take a peek and see what life in Ålesund would be like if time permits. So we made it up all 418 steps, and honestly, I think the views were better on the way up, even like about the halfway point, that I don't feel like I had to come all the way to the top. It's still beautiful, but like I said, the views were better on the way up than they actually are here. Now there's one more viewpoint that we can go check out up there on that little hill, which should give us a better vantage point. There is a cafe here, but it looks like it doesn't open for another hour, which is like 11 o'clock when it opens. It doesn't open until 12, so I won't be able to show you around in there, but I will take you up to this viewpoint right there and just see if the view from the top is as good as the view from halfway. That was just a car park, apparently. There's a couple of porta potties, and maybe there's no view from here though, huh? Maybe there's a view up here. So we'll go check this out. Not really much of a different viewpoint from this particular spot, but there was a statue of old Christopher Randers, who was a famous Norwegian poet who apparently wrote a travel guide back in 1890 that kind of put Ålesund on the map. But further up the hill, we did find a spot that would give us a 360 view of the surrounding islands. And for those who didn't want to brave the 419 steps, apparently there is a tram that will also bring you up to get the same spectacular views without the extra effort. There were also picnic tables up here at this viewpoint, and if we had been prepared, this would have been a lovely spot for an afternoon picnic, but we weren't. But it's good for you to know in case you want to bring some snacks in your backpack. The only way back is the way you came, but the good news is it's a lot easier going down than going up, and the views are just as gorgeous. And now a stroll back through the lovely park on our way to the canals. But first, I needed to find a bathroom. And although this is usually challenging in Europe to find a public restroom, at least one that is free, it really wasn't here at By Parkin, because we stumbled upon this cultural center that had a coffee shop, fun areas for the kids to play and hang out, and free, nice, clean restrooms. Sometimes it's the little things that can make the biggest difference. Now we are going to go find our way to the canal and wander along the streets next to the canal and find some lunch and maybe do a little shopping. So I definitely think that the hike was worth it. That's my vote. The views were better on the way up, but the top point where the picnic table was, and you could get like a 360 of the area and see all the little islands, was worth it. Okay. Or someone's doing a photo op. That's a good one. What do you think, Shane? You think the hike was worth it?
Definitely. Like you said, the top, the very, very, very top. Not behind the observatory, but the very top you have to kind of scramble up to. Then you got 360, and you can see how it just goes back through the fjord all the way. It just keeps going. The city does.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was definitely, and the wind up there was perfect.
And you work up a sweat on the way up, so it's nice to get cool on the top. Yeah,
so it gets a thumbs up from us, and there's bathrooms on the way down.
And there's plenty of places to stop along the way.
Plenty of like pullovers. You know how if you're on a windy road, there's like pullovers for slow traffic?
Yeah.
There's lots of that with little benches, or even just a little standout spot. So don't be afraid to go up. Like even if you're with a family, one of you can stay behind on a bench, you know? So just give it a try. Okay, let's look at these charming streets now. We were pretty tired after the 419 steps, but we still had a lot we wanted to explore. So we just walked the streets in the general direction of the canal and decided to follow our eyes, our ears, our noses to find a really great place to eat. In my opinion, this is one of the best ways to explore a port. Just pick one thing that you can't miss or you would be disappointed if you didn't do, and just let the city take you where it takes you. This plan generally works out for us, and I never regret not doing an excursion. And look, we found a restaurant. It says restaurant right there on the building. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce the rest of this, but we went inside these cute little doors and thought we had made it to the wrong place. And the sign outside said that it was closed, but we could see that there were people in there. So we went inside, took our chances, and voila, they were open. And turns out we could have went in that other entrance. It would have led us to the same spot. So just FYI if you choose to come here. And I do highly recommend this place because the atmosphere was very cozy. Water was fancy, the beer was good, and the seafood chowder was excellent. It was the perfect spot to end our time in Ålesund.
It's right there.
Though I was sad to see our time in Ålesund end, I felt really blessed to have yet another perfect day on this 11-day Northern European cruise. There's not much to show. Once we got back to the ship, we had a drink in the beautiful lounge and watched us sail away. But by dinner, I was quite seasick and had to call an early night. Even though we had the perfect table in the Hudson dining room, I was so grateful for the bread and the short walk back to my cabin so that I could recover. And luckily, by morning, I felt good as new because we arrived in our 5th country of Iceland. We rented a car in Akureyri and drove and saw some of the most otherworldly landscapes I have ever seen, including lava fields and a cave made famous by John Black in Game of Thrones. And we topped it off with the magnificent Godafoss Falls. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss what Iceland offers us next.